Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. So some really big news dropped today for all the Rush fans. Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee are getting back together as Rush and going out on the road. And they've got 12 dates set up between Toronto and several U.S. dates across the country. They have hired a new drummer, which is a wonderful thing. Apparently this drummer worked with Jeff Beck, and Jeff Beck was very picky about his drummers. So that is an endorsement in and of itself. And so I thought it would be great just to take a look at this message that they put up this morning, that it just so happens I saw it right when it went up. And I can't tell you how excited I was. So I have seen the majority of this clip, but I just wanted to bring it here so we could look at it together. This is a historic moment, okay? For those that don't know, we've got about, 80, 90 Rush reactions on the Glenn and Adrian channel. We went in hard with Rush, went in heavy with Rush a couple years ago, and we were just doing them every single Thursday. We had Rush Thursdays running for, I think, about a year and a half. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, just know I'm always looking at non-music content that features bands that are touring today, which thankfully includes Rush again. So happy to say that. So if that interests you, please subscribe so you won't miss anything. Let's go ahead and see what they have to say to us. Yeah!
Nah, that's a tight chord.
That was way better than the other 15 times we did this.
Yeah. And it's amazing how hard it is to play one chord.
It is. I've discovered this in the last year.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
we're being coy. Listen, something I want to talk to you about.
okay. Yeah.
You've been coming over to my house, and we've been coming down into the studio for years.
Years.
We wrote so many songs in here. You slept on that couch.
Memories.
And after 2015, there was a very quiet and a sad period for us. And when I think back to us doing the tribute concerts for Taylor Hawkins, we went out on stage and played our songs, first time in a long time. There was a special feeling attached to that. Bittersweet, because of obvious reasons.
Right. Yeah.
When we started jamming again down here, it was like a continuation of that moment. The more we played our old songs for fun, the more fun it became.
Yes, exactly.
And I was surprised because you were getting even more excited than I was.
Yeah, I love playing them. I just love playing our songs again.
And so that's put us in this terrible situation where we have to announce that we've made a decision to go back on tour.
Hi, we're going back on tour.
Awesome.
So we'll see you soon. I think it's great.
Isn't it weird saying it out loud?
Yeah, it totally. You know, we're musicians and we're players. And our music is special. It really is special. When being away from it for a while and revisiting it, I realized how difficult it is to play, but how rich it is in its music and lyrics and everything that it represented.
It feels great to say out loud, finally, that we're going to go on tour and we're going to play a lot of these songs.
Yeah.
I am so glad to hear this, and I just want to put in context, it's been 10 years since the last Rush tour. It will have been just about 11 by the time they actually embark on this tour. And this is such good news. I mean, Alex has been working with another band over the past 5 years. That would be Envy of None. They have 2 albums out now. But, you know, the music that Rush put together is undeniably so well done, so well written. The lyrics tell amazing stories. The musicality of what they're doing, I mean, they're not just showing off on their instruments. I mean, maybe some people would think that if they were just quickly looking at the band. But the fact is, it all locks in so well. It makes sense on a cerebral level and also on an emotional level. You know, to listen to this music, I mean, they wrote classics, absolute drop-dead classics that will endure. I mean, endure for centuries, assuming that, all of the digital files that are around today exist in 300 years or what have you. I mean, I think actually the entire classic rock time period will be considered a classic era of music, just like, the Bach period, the Baroque period, things that end up hanging on for long periods of time after the musicians are long gone, because it's done that well. There are so many classics that they built that are just among the very best things that this whole era has had to offer for a number of reasons. It's deep. It's a very deep thing. There are many levels on which this is true. They are so well built, and they are so satisfying to listen to and apparently also to play. And I know that they've really missed this part of, you can't quite see it, but I have Geddy's autobiography behind me on that shelf under the records, and I can tell, he misses it. Of course, Alex misses it. It was tough for a while, I know, for these guys to kind of face that whole situation where they've got this incredible catalog, but their drummer, much more than their drummer, Mr. Neil Peart, he's left, and through no fault of his own. It's hard. You wonder, am I betraying my old friend by going out and playing these songs again? And finally, they're at a level where they're comfortable going out and doing it, and they look at it more as an honor than a betrayal. Let's keep watching this. There's a few more minutes. We're only about halfway through.
One of the cool things about how this is progressing, all the songs we're putting together, I don't know, 35 songs or so far, for a set that's going to be, ran a couple of hours, is the fact that we're going to cover a lot of things and change it up night to night, but we'll always have a part of the show that's a tribute to Neil and his memory of him and everything that he was to us. And it's going to be beautiful to be able to celebrate him every single night.
Yeah. But the biggest question is, the obvious question is, how do we replace someone who's irreplaceable? And I had heard from Scully, my bass tech, who had been on tour with Jeff Beck, and he had been working with this drummer named Annika Niles. And he mentioned that how impressive she was, how talented and, musical she was, and powerful. And I think you and I playing with her started to put a charge in us when we heard our song coming back to life. And it was only once we had those successful rehearsal sessions with her that made me feel like, yes, we can do this and we can do justice to this. And this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I felt exactly the same.
There's one other decision that is coming. I love the idea of being able to wander over to you, wander over to the drummer, and just be a bass player. So I think we will find ourselves adding to the band maybe a keyboard player. What do you think of an idea like that?
I think it's great. I think having a little time together at the front of the stage will be a lot of fun.
It'll be great. I think for song...
Wait, where do I audition? That's my only question right now. How do I get in touch with these guys? I want to do this. All right. Okay. Yes, I understand. There's lots of fantastic keyboard players out there already full-time in the business. Power to whoever they choose. I'm sure they'll make a great choice.
It's like Tom Sawyer, et cetera, it's going to be important that I play those signature keyboard parts.
It will be very liberating for you, and we can start working on the dance routines that we wanted to do for so long. So it's amazing. This is going to be great. Just give me a hug.
All right.
Oh. Somebody get this guy out of here.
That's going to be great.
Oh, that is a heartwarming story. If ever there has been one in rock and roll, this is it, folks. The return of the mighty Rush. Yes, I know. Neil was such a huge part of that. It wasn't just his drumming. It was also what he brought to the whole legacy. His songs, They are going to be performing Neil's songs. So in that way, Neil will live on stage. He is being honored. I mean, just by virtue of the fact that right now, his songs really aren't being honored that much. Yeah, sure, there are cover bands and all that, but that's another matter. But just the fact that they're going to go back out, they're going to bring those songs back out, and by this time, there's a whole new audience to reach with this material, which could mean more Rush cover bands, could mean more young people really getting into their music, because it's such great music. It's so exhilarating. That's the thing about it. When I first ran into Rush way back in 1981, that was the year, yes. The newest album was Moving Pictures, but they had just put out the live album, Exit Stage Left, so that's really what my entry point was. We were playing Exit Stage Left over and over during a weekend. You know, I think it was a church weekend. and I was sold. I was hooked immediately, you know, and the songs are so much fun to listen to, and they give you a rush. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. It really does do that. It elevates you to listen to it. I mean, assuming that you're receptive to it and all that. But I think that a lot of ears will be. And I'm excited for the possibility that this will inspire new musicians in Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, or whatever the next one is. Musicians, new kids moving forward into music with this stuff in their heads to help inspire them. I am so excited about that prospect. And so I cannot wait to see what comes of this. I, of course, assume they're going to be recording it, and so there should be a release afterwards. I can only imagine. I mean, they've actually been doing that, or they were doing that anyway for the last several tours that they had. They may have been doing that knowing that Neil was starting to have some difficulties. It was harder and harder for him to stay in shape, you know, and be at the level he wanted to be at, and it was causing him pain, you know, by the end. So maybe that's why, but I mean, they have to. They absolutely must release whatever they end up doing. I'm sure that's the plan. So anyway, I consider this to be amazing news, some of the best news of the whole year right here. And so I'm very excited about it. Folks, why don't you let me know what you think about it, about this particular announcement. You know, I mean, we need more of this in our world. You know, people who can appreciate each other's friendship and get excited about things that they can then share with a whole new audience now, and also bring so much joy to their previous audience. So, yeah, give your thoughts. If you have other suggestions for me, you can leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining me on this, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.